immediately for me, I just seen potential. I just thought this is perfect location. You are not too far away from where the chaos of addiction affects people's lives on a daily level, and it's very front of house when you go walking around our streets in our town sometimes. And yet at the same time, it was secluded enough to be able to offer a little bit of solitude and separation from that madness, you know.
So before I went into Tiglin, I was I was broken. Yeah, I was broken mentally, I was broken physically, and I was broken spiritually as well. I was really miserable going around in my life. I was starting to get these real dark thoughts just before I came to Tiglin, and I had a plan in my head to end everything really. I ended up going into Tiglin. I got the phone call. I was ringing for a long time on and off to get into Tiglin. So in March 2021, they rang me and said, yeah, there was a bed available for me. And it really saved my life. It really genuinely saved my life.
I suppose our desire was always to build a model that was around the whole person. We talked today in 2023 about the biopsychosocial spiritual model. So in terms of those components, to build a rehab program that addresses and supports each person in those areas was really important to us. So we had to focus on making sure that people had access to the right supports. That meant making sure that the opportunities for education were freely available, that we gave people the opportunity to deal with their underlying issues with counselling and therapy. And so we do that through both one-to-one and group work. And then practically that people could just go and learn a new skill, be that in the woodworking room or understand what it is to work in nature, such as in our polytunnels. So these things became important to kind of round the program, to make sure that it was a whole person program, and also making sure that the expression of our faith was reachable, understandable, acceptable, non-judgmental, and attractive to those who are looking for help. And so that is the kind of the spiritual component of the biopsychosocial spiritual model.
A 25-minute drive south to the coast at British Bay stands the Tiglin Women's Centre, where since 2016 the charity have created a separate women's residential treatment centre.
I'm blessed, and I have total gratitude to everything I have in my life today. Like, I want for nothing, and as I said, this is the best journey I've gone on in a long time. More of a hope now than what I ever had.
After 9 months of residential treatment in the seclusion of Tiglin and British Bay, male and female residents moved to Greystones on the Wicklow coastline, where separate, sheltered accommodation at Carrigeeden and Coolnagrena helped them reintegrate into society.
What we found is a number of guys, when they leave, let's say, Tiglin, they go to live in our transitional housing project. Most of them go into apprenticeships, they go into educational programs, get jobs, whatever it is. But there was a few that were getting stuck. So we said, what about setting up a social enterprise to engage with these guys, these ladies, and see if we can get them and train them as baristas in a coffee shop? So we set up a coffee shop. Wicklow County Council were tremendous with that. And we used a building that was a previous tea rooms. And it's on the seafront in Greystones. And we said, okay, well, let's see how this goes. We asked who would like to become a staff member in there. 5 guys put up their hands. And there were guys who perhaps hadn't engaged before. We opened up thinking, what's this going to be like? The community bought into it.
The concept of it was to provide employment opportunities, training opportunities in a safe environment. But what we really wanted to try and do was to look at a way that brought the outside world into a little piece of what we do in a safe way.
I will say, Phil Thompson again, he's saying, I don't want this to be a charity shop for people to come along and give us a token donation. I want people to come here because we have the best coffee on the East Coast. He said, I want people to come here because we have the best service offering, bakery, etc. And that's what happened. So Rise at the Cove recently won the Social Enterprise of the Year award. You've got a community of Greystones totally behind it. And actually the people that are working in there, they're stars in the community.
We're aware that a lot of people don't want those kinds of services in their backyard. So the way our programs were developed was, people come down to Greystones at a point in time in their journey where they've probably been nearly 12 months away from addiction. They're not the people they were. And the beautiful thing is they've been accepted as that in this community.